Module 2. Community Connectedness Volunteering and Social Connection. Peer support is one of the best ways to alleviate and prevent symptoms of mental health conditions. This is because belongingness is among the most fundamental of human motivations. It is deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. For early humans, access to resources and communal knowledge increased the chance of survival, so people show a natural tendency to form and resist the breaking of social connections. We are essentially social creatures. Our quality of life rests on the people we connect with, and not just because we depend on them for food, clothing, and shelter. We thrive on interpersonal contact, and because of this, our psychological and even physiological well-being is negatively affected when we become socially disconnected. We seek to satisfy this deeply rooted need to belong that is independent from satisfying other basic needs, such as food and water. There are many ways in which we can feel connected to the people around us. This can be by having a shared vision, for example at work, when you're working on a project with your team and you're striving towards the same goals. It can be while cooking dinner with your family and friends and sitting together at the table, sharing stories about how your day was, or by organizing activities where you give back to your community through volunteering, maybe at a soup kitchen or picking up litter. If we feel disconnected from society, it can have detrimental effects on our well-being. Research has found that the pain of experiencing loneliness is experienced in the same part of the brain as when we feel physical pain. Loneliness is a prevailing experience, which every person has experienced at some point in his or her life. It is a complex set of feelings that occurs when people's social needs are not satisfied, and that drives individuals to seek the fulfillment of these needs. It is a subjective experience influenced by one's personality, life experience, and other situational variables. Loneliness results from an interaction of personal factors and situational constraints. This interaction is closely associated with the changing circumstances we encounter throughout our lifetime. So it is important to take time to understand what the personal or situational barriers are that impact our connectedness to those around us. It could be that you might be dealing with a health diagnosis that resulted in you having to change your daily routine. Or maybe you have just moved somewhere where you don't know many people yet. Or you are experiencing symptoms of depression, which cause you to feel unmotivated to engage in social activities. Of course, there are many other barriers that can be listed here, but these are just some examples. So the first step is to identify what is causing you to feel disconnected, and then take a problem-solving mindset by listing down ways you can overcome these barriers and rating each of these solutions based on their difficulty to engage with. Then starting with the easiest one and slowly progressing onto the ones which you find more challenging. Another option would be to think of solutions that you can try out immediately. For example, getting in contact with a friend you have not spoken to in a long time, or finding the contact details to your closest volunteering center or group support. It's the small steps that we do every day that will ultimately help us to achieve better well-being. So starting with seeing what you already have available around you can be helpful. Then you might start thinking of long-term aims you have when it comes to connectedness. For example, I want to organize a volunteering event with my colleagues at work that takes place every year, or I would like to organize a weekly book club at my house. Organizing recurring events that people are able to plan ahead and feel excited about is one of the best ways to keep in touch in the long run and feel a sense of community as well as belonging. We are creatures of habit, so creating these social habits makes us feel supported and gives us a sense of certainty in our lives, especially when we feel that we are dealing with a lot of stressors or uncertainty. Communication is detrimental for alleviating our stress and also finding a different perspective on situations that we may be struggling with. So make sure to take time in your day to reach out to your community. Social connection is always welcomed with open arms, and meaningful connections are the ones that give us the greatest positive impact on our well-being.